Question 1. The Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rojgar and Ajivika Mission, VBGRAM-G, launched in July 2026 to strengthen rural livelihoods and employment across India, was inaugurated nationwide from Tirupati district by which Union Minister? A. Shivraj Singh Chauhan. B. Nitin Gadkari. C. Dharmendra Pradhan. D. Rajiv Ranjan Singh. The correct answer is A. Shivraj Singh Chauhan. The correct answer is Shivraj Singh Chauhan. The Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rojgar and Ajivika Mission, GRAMIN, popularly known as VBGRAM-G, was launched nationwide in July 2026 from Mukkavripalli village in Tirupati district of Andhra Pradesh. The mission aims to improve rural livelihoods by creating sustainable employment opportunities, promoting self-employment, strengthening village infrastructure and supporting inclusive rural development. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu and Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan also attended the launch program. The government has committed an outlay of 7.5 lakh rupees crore over 5 years, making it one of the major rural development initiatives. Questions on launch location, ministry, financial outlay and objectives are highly expected in UPSC, SSC, banking, RRB and state PSC examinations. Question 2. The Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, PMKSY, which recently completed a decade of implementation, was originally launched in which year to promote efficient irrigation and water conservation? A. 2015. Born in 2014. Circa 2016. D. 2017. The correct answer is A. 2015. The correct answer is 2015. The Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, PMKSY, was approved on 1 July 2015 with the objective of ensuring irrigation facilities reach every agricultural field while improving water use efficiency through the principle of per drop more crop. During its 10-year journey, the program has significantly expanded irrigation coverage, promoted micro-irrigation and increased agricultural productivity across the country. The scheme consists of 4 major components including Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program, Har Khet Ko Pani, Watershed Development Component and Per Drop More Crop. Millions of farmers have benefited through improved irrigation infrastructure and sustainable water management practices. PMKSY remains one of India's flagship agricultural programs and is frequently asked in competitive examinations. Question 3. In July 2026, the National Biodiversity Authority, NBA, granted statutory recognition to which biodiversity heritage site in Assam for conserving the wild rice species Oryza rufipogo? A. Borjoli Wild Rice Biodiversity Heritage Site. B. Marjali Biodiversity Heritage Site. C. Hejong Tortoise Lake Biodiversity Heritage Site. D. Dabrusekhova Biodiversity Heritage Site. The correct answer is A. Borjoli Wild Rice Biodiversity Heritage Site. The National Biodiversity Authority, NBA, notified the Borjoli Wild Rice Biodiversity Heritage Site in Sonitpur district, Assam, providing statutory protection under the Biological Diversity Act, 2002. The site is globally significant because it conserves Oryza rufipogo, the wild ancestor of cultivated rice, which possesses valuable genetic traits useful for developing climate-resilient and disease-resistant rice varieties. The conservation project has been implemented since 2022 with support from the National Rainfed Area Authority, NRA, the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources, ICRN-BPGR, and the Assam State Biodiversity Board. The notification strengthens long-term conservation efforts while protecting India's agricultural biodiversity, making it an important topic for environment and agriculture sections of competitive examinations. Question 4. India's first private point-in-space (PINS) instrument approach procedure for helicopters, approved in July 2026, was developed primarily to improve which type of aviation operation? A. Satellite-guided helicopter landings in low-visibility conditions. B. Commercial drone delivery services. C. Civil aircraft autopilot testing. D. High-speed military fighter operations. The correct answer is A. Satellite-guided helicopter landings in low-visibility conditions. The Ministry of Civil Aviation approved India's first private point-in-space (PINS) instrument approach procedure for helicopter operations at Undavalli Heliport in Amravati, Andhra Pradesh. Developed by the Airports Authority of India and approved by the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, The procedure uses Global Navigation Satellite System (GNSS) technology along with India's Gagan navigation system. It enables helicopters to perform safe and accurate approaches even in poor weather and low visibility conditions without relying on expensive ground-based navigation equipment. The technology will improve emergency medical services, disaster response, tourism, offshore operations, pilgrimage services and regional connectivity, representing an important milestone in India's aviation infrastructure. Question 5. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, CCEA, approved two major highway projects worth over 14,100 crore rupees in July 2026. Which of the following projects forms part of this approval? A. 6-lane tunnel connecting Dwarka Expressway with Nelson Mandela Marg. B. Delhi-Mumbai Bullet Train Corridor. C. 4-lane Chennai Peripheral Ring Road. D. Delhi-Meerut Elevated Metro Corridor. The correct answer is A. 6-lane tunnel connecting Dwarka Expressway with Nelson Mandela Marg. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, CCEA, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, approved two strategic highway projects with a combined investment of 14,114.81 crore rupees. The first project is a 6-lane tunnel connecting Dwarka Expressway with Nelson Mandela Marg in Delhi through a 3.14 km twin-tube tunnel beneath the southern ridge. The second project is a 117.7 km 4-lane greenfield highway connecting Kanpur and Kabri in Uttar Pradesh. These projects are expected to reduce travel time, improve freight movement, strengthen regional connectivity and support economic development under the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. Since infrastructure projects frequently appear in competitive examinations, candidates should remember the investment amount, implementing agency and project locations. Question 6. India's first indigenous tactical aerostat, jointly developed by IIT Delhi and DRDO, has been designed primarily for which purpose? A. Persistent aerial surveillance and communication support. B. Launching weather satellites. C. Transporting defense equipment. D. Providing air-to-air refueling for fighter aircraft. The correct answer is A. Persistent aerial surveillance and communication support. Developed jointly by IIT Delhi, the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, and an Indian startup, the indigenous tactical aerostat represents a significant step towards self-reliance in defense technology. Unlike conventional drones, the balloon-based platform can remain airborne for extended durations while carrying electro-optical cameras, infrared sensors and communication relay equipment. It provides continuous surveillance over an operational range of nearly 20 kilometers and can be deployed for border monitoring, disaster management, emergency communication and strategic defense operations. The project highlights successful collaboration between academia, research organizations and industry under the vision of building indigenous defense capabilities. Questions on newly developed defense technologies are commonly asked in UPSC, CDS, CAF, NDA and SSC examinations. Question 7. The Asian Development Bank, ADB, approved a $182.89 million loan in July 2026 to strengthen the public education system of which Indian state? A. Karnataka. B. Tamil Nadu. C. Maharashtra. D. Telangana. The correct answer is A. Karnataka. The Asian Development Bank, ADB, approved a loan of $182.89 million to support the government of Karnataka in modernizing and strengthening its public school system. The program focuses on establishing 500 integrated school clusters to improve access to quality education from pre-primary to secondary levels. More than 1 million students, particularly those in underserved regions, are expected to benefit from better infrastructure, improved teaching standards and enhanced digital learning opportunities. The project is aligned with the National Education Policy, NEP, 2020 and is financed through ADB's results-based lending mechanism. In addition to the loan, the program also receives financial support through a $10 million grant and a $25 million guarantee from the International Finance Facility for Education, IFFED, making it a significant education sector initiative. Question 8. Banking Connect, launched in partnership with NPCI Bharat Bilpay Limited, NBBL, is a mobile-first net banking solution introduced by which fintech company? A. Razorpay. B. PhonePe. C. Paytm. D. BharatPe. The correct answer is A. Razorpay. Razorpay, in collaboration with NPCI Bharat Bill Limited, NBBL, introduced Banking Connect, a mobile-first net banking platform designed to simplify digital payments through a unified banking interface. The solution replaces multiple bank-specific integrations with a single integration layer, allowing merchants to connect seamlessly with participating banks. It supports QR code-based and intent-based payment flows while improving settlement, reconciliation, refunds and transaction routing. Major banks such as SBI, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Federal Bank, AU Small Finance Bank and Yes Bank are part of the ecosystem, with additional banks expected to join in the future. The initiative enhances payment success rates, improves customer experience and strengthens India's rapidly expanding digital payment infrastructure. Question 9. In June 2026, the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, IRDAI, granted the final certificate of registration, R3, to Prudential HCL Health Insurance Limited. With this approval, the company became India's standalone health insurer. A. 8th. B. 6th. C. 7th. D. 9th. The correct answer is A. 8th. The Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, IRDAI, granted the final certificate of registration, R3, to Prudential HCL Health Insurance Limited during its 136th authority meeting held on 29 June 2026. This approval enabled the company to commence health insurance operations, making it India's 8th standalone health insurance company. Prudential HCL Health Insurance is a joint venture between the United Kingdom's Prudential Group, which holds a 70% stake, and India's HCL Group, which owns the remaining 30%. The licensing process for standalone health insurers consists of 3 stages, R1, R2 and R3, covering promoter eligibility, operational readiness and final registration. This development is significant because it enhances competition in India's health insurance sector and expands choices available to policyholders while supporting the growth of the country's insurance ecosystem. Question 10. Mecon Limited was granted Miniratna Category I status by the Ministry of Steel after fulfilling the eligibility criteria prescribed by which department? A. Department of Public Enterprises, DPE. B. Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, DIPAM. C. Department of Heavy Industries. D. Department of Economic Affairs. The correct answer is A. Department of Public Enterprises, DPE. The Ministry of Steel granted Miniratna Category I status to Mecon Limited after the company fulfilled the financial and operational criteria laid down by the Department of Public Enterprises, DPE, Ministry of Finance. Mecon is a Schedule A central public sector enterprise engaged in engineering, consultancy and project management services. Receiving Miniratna Category I status provides greater financial and administrative autonomy to the company's board of directors, enabling faster investment decisions, technology upgrades and business expansion. To qualify, a CPSE must remain profitable for 3 consecutive years, record a pre-tax profit of at least 30 crore rupees in one of those years and maintain a positive net worth. The recognition reflects Mecon's consistent financial performance and its growing contribution to India's infrastructure and industrial development. Question 11. With the addition of 23 new geographical indication (GI) registrations in June 2026, which Indian state became the 3rd highest in terms of total GI tagged products? A. West Bengal. B. Karnataka. C. Kerala. D. Maharashtra. The correct answer is A. West Bengal. West Bengal strengthened its position in India's geographical indication (GI) landscape after receiving 23 new GI registrations, taking its total to 59. This achievement placed the state 3rd in the country, behind Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. The newly recognized products include traditional sweets such as Jalbhora Sandesh and Monohara, handicrafts like Santiniketan Batik, agricultural products including Banglar Nolan Gur, and cultural products such as the Bengal Singing Bowl. GI registration provides legal protection to products that possess unique qualities linked to a specific geographical region. It helps preserve traditional knowledge, prevents misuse of product names, improves market value, and creates better income opportunities for local artisans and producers. Questions related to GI tags are regularly asked in UPSC, SSC, banking, and state PSC examinations due to their economic and cultural significance. Question 12. The 2026 Leadership Award presented by the US India Strategic Partnership Forum, USPSPF, was conferred upon Sunil Bharti Mittal primarily for his contribution to which sector? A. Telecommunications and digital connectivity. B. Space technology. C. Civil aviation. D. Pharmaceutical research. The correct answer is A. Telecommunications and digital connectivity. The US India Strategic Partnership Forum, USPSPF, honored Sunil Bharti Mittal with the 2026 Leadership Award during its 9th Leadership Summit held in Washington, D.C., USA. The award recognized his outstanding contribution to transforming India's telecommunications sector, expanding digital connectivity, and strengthening economic cooperation between India and the United States. As the founder and chairman of Bharti Enterprises, Mittal played a key role in expanding telecom infrastructure, attracting global investments and promoting technological innovation. The award also acknowledges his efforts in building strong commercial partnerships between Indian and international businesses. Since awards associated with internationally recognized organizations frequently appear in competitive examinations, candidates should remember the awarding organization, recipient, venue, and the primary reason for recognition. Question 13. Air Marshal Ashutosh Dikshit assumed charge as the 51st Vice Chief of Air Staff, VCAS, of the Indian Air Force on 1 July 2026. Before taking over this position, he was serving as the A. Chief of Integrated Defence Staff, CISC. B. Air Officer Commanding-in-Chief. C. Central Air Command. D. Vice Chief of Army Staff. The correct answer is A. Chief of Integrated Defence Staff, CISC. Air Marshal Ashutosh Dikshit was serving as the Chief of Integrated Defence Staff, CISC, before becoming the 51st Vice Chief of Air Staff. Question 14. Who assumed the additional charge of Chairman and Managing Director, CMD, of the Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency, IREDA, for a period of 3 months from 1 July 2026? A. Bijay Kumar Mohanty. B. Pradeep Kumar Das. C. Vivek Kumar Devangan. D. Rajesh Kumar. The correct answer is A. Bijay Kumar Mohanty. Bijay Kumar Mohanty, who serves as Director, Finance, and Chief Financial Officer of the Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency, IREDA, assumed the additional charge of Chairman and Managing Director, CMD, for a period of 3 months with effect from 1 July 2026. The appointment followed the retirement of Pradeep Kumar Das on 30 June 2026. Mohanty has over 27 years of professional experience in India's power and renewable energy sector, having worked with organizations such as REC Limited, RECPDCL, SESCO and GRIDCO. IREDA is a government-owned Navratna public sector undertaking under the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy and plays a crucial role in financing renewable energy projects across India, including solar, wind, hydro, green hydrogen and energy storage initiatives. Question 15. Following the acquisition of the remaining 34.6% stake in IBV Brasil Petróleo Limitada, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, BPCL, increased its ownership in the company to A. 100%, B. 74%, C. 90%, D. 85%. The correct answer is A. 100%. Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, BPCL, through its overseas subsidiary BPRL Ventures BV, acquired the remaining 34.6% stake held by Videocon Energy Brasil Limited, VBL, in IBV Brasil Petróleo Limitada. With this acquisition, BPCL's ownership increased from 65.4% to 100%, making IBV Brasil Petróleo a wholly owned subsidiary. The acquisition was completed under the Corporate Insolvency Resolution Process, CIRP, after obtaining approvals from the Government of India and is subject to regulatory registration in Brazil. The company holds participating interests in Brazilian oil and gas assets, including the BM Seal 11 concession, which is expected to significantly increase BPCL's overseas crude oil production. This acquisition strengthens India's energy security strategy by expanding the presence of Indian public sector companies in international upstream energy assets. Question 16. International Plastic Bag Free Day is observed every year on which date to encourage the reduction of single-use plastic bags and promote sustainable alternatives? A. 3rd July. B. 5th June. C. 22nd April. D. 16th September. The correct answer is A. 3rd July. International Plastic Bag Free Day is observed annually on 3rd July to create awareness about the harmful effects of single-use plastic bags on the environment and public health. The observance encourages individuals, businesses and governments to adopt reusable and eco-friendly alternatives such as cloth and jute bags. The initiative was first launched by ReZero in Catalonia, Spain, in 2008 and later expanded across Europe by Zero Waste Europe. Since 2016, it has become part of the global Break Free from Plastic movement, which includes thousands of organizations working to reduce plastic pollution. The day highlights the importance of responsible consumption, waste reduction, and sustainable environmental practices. Questions related to important days frequently appear in competitive examinations, making both the date and the objective important to remember. Question 17. Which two statewide initiatives were launched by Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel on the occasion of National Doctors' Day in July 2026? A. Namo Swachhata Abhiyan and Amrit Pan Abhiyan. B. Mission Karmayogi and Poshan Abhiyan. C. Ayushman Bharat and Jal Jeevan Mission. D. Swachh Bharat Mission and Fit India Movement. The correct answer is A. Namo Swachhata Abhiyan and Amrit Pan Abhiyan. On the occasion of National Doctors' Day, Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel launched two important statewide initiatives, Namo Swachhata Abhiyan and Amrit Pan Abhiyan, in Gandhinagar. Namo Swachhata Abhiyan is a week-long cleanliness campaign covering government hospitals and healthcare institutions across the state, aiming to improve hygiene by removing obsolete equipment, unused furniture and unnecessary records. Amrit Pan Abhiyan focuses on improving maternal and child health by promoting awareness about nutrition, proper healthcare and early childhood development. Together, these campaigns seek to enhance the quality of healthcare services while creating cleaner medical facilities and healthier communities. Since health and state government initiatives are common topics in competitive examinations, candidates should remember the campaign names, objectives, and the state associated with them.